Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trend Center app. This is the best tool for sports betting research. The Trend Center app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from top betting experts, choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when their systems have games. Download the app and use our code TFTM for 15% off a premium membership after a 2-day free trial. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday. Brought to you by the Trend Center app, the greatest tool on the planet for sports bettors. Use the code TFTM, 15% off for premium membership. And the finals are set for both sports, both NHL and NBA. Both kind of had semi-electric conference finals. But now we're down to the final two. We're down to the final two. Chris, how are you doing? Where's your mentality at right now?
I'm
Number
doing,
one's Pacers fan.
yeah. I mean, what's there to complain about? Pacers are in the finals. Vols just advanced to super regionals in baseball. It's really good over here at the Walker household in terms of sports that I barely care about. So things are looking up over here, betting wise. Just trading off great days and awful days in baseball. So just kind of riding that wave. But overall, the vibes are very high because hopefully walking out with one of these teams can get a ring, and that would just add another one to my collection. But yeah, things are good. Sean, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Before we started, I made an executive decision to place 5 units on the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup, minus
Whoa.
120. I
Whoa.
had to get in
All right.
on it. I know I didn't get it as good of odds as you will in October this season, but
Fair.
McDavid's going to win a cup eventually. Why
He's
not
got
this
it.
year? So,
He's got it.
and after we say how you doing, I'm hoping you can walk us through the mentality that we talked about a couple days ago, because I think it's a pretty good mentality to have.
Yes, of course. I will happily walk you through this. So, since I've already had this conversation with you, Sean, the other day, I'm gonna have this with Chris. So, Chris,
Well, how are you doing, Will? Are you doing
oh,
okay?
I'm great. I'm writing out a year-long future for the second year in a row. Um, and vibes are very good right now. Oilers, my adopted playoff team, they're in the final against the Florida Panthers. Um, Panthers look unstoppable, but this Oilers team, they're just they're this is destiny. This is destiny. And let me get into that. So, Chris,
Yes.
I'm gonna just okay. So this is the second year in a row that we have this is the third time that we have had a Stanley Cup final playoff rematch. Okay. In the finals. Can you name the other two times? It's okay if you don't. I was going to explain it either way.
One of them's pretty easy.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sure one is incredibly easy. I don't know.
All right.
Just so I don't
What?
sit here for a few minutes looking like a dumbass. Just
Can I
enlighten me.
can
Okay.
I do one? Can I do one?
Sure.
All right. So the most recent rematch was a rematch that cannot happen again. It was the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Detroit Red Wings.
Hmm.
Sidney Crosby's first cup, the second time around.
I assumed it was either Pittsburgh and someone or Chicago and someone, but I couldn't make an. I would have never guessed Pittsburgh, Detroit because, like you said, can
Yeah,
never happen again. So I wouldn't have even thought of
never
it.
happen
So
again
yeah,
because both are in the East now. So, but the other one, Will, I'll let you take this.
Right. So the most recent one, Detroit and Pittsburgh, 08. Detroit wins, Pittsburgh loses. The first time Sidney Crosby was in the Stanley Cup final. Come back next year, rematch. Sidney Crosby knows what needs to be done and wins his Stanley Cup, his first Stanley Cup, uh, because he was the next one. Now we go all the way back to the 80s. The first time that Wayne Gretzky was in the Stanley Cup final, he was playing against the New York Islanders and he fucking lost. And then they rematch again the next year, somewhere in the 80s. I don't remember the year. Um, and Wayne Gretzky knows what he needs to do to win his Stanley Cup, and he wins his Stanley Cup. I think this is Conner McDavid's moment. And if it's not, this is the universe playing a cruel, cruel joke. Um, and that's how I see it. It's cosmic. It's cosmic in a way. It's it's just like this is destined to happen. Have this rematch against a formidable foe that you faced before. You know what needs to be done. Some would say this Florida team is better than the one from last year. Some would say the Red Wings '09 team was better than the Red Wings '08 team. Some would say that. Uh, and some would even say about the same thing about that Islanders team. But they didn't go back to back because they were facing the great one, the next one, and then this next one up.
I mean, I don't hate that logic. That's
I think it's worth putting at least 5 units on the
at least,
Oilers.
at least.
Just so I feel better about it. I mean, that's what I did.
Right. So this is sort of my mentality. It's kind of like Connor McDavid. He can't lose this one. He he can't do it. This is
I
there's
hope I hope he doesn't.
you hope he doesn't win?
I hope he doesn't lose
Oh,
this one.
yes.
Yeah.
You hope yes. Um well now you have a financial stake in it, so I understand. Um
Well, I have a financial stake in it now, but overall, like I hope in my lifetime that I see Connor McDavid lift a cup. Honestly, that's just the truth.
yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, obviously, he's going to win it this year. That's just
Obviously, yeah.
obviously.
So it's set in stone, really.
Hypothetically, he
Okay.
doesn't. Like, is this kind of like his last chance, like in this window with the Oilers, or
Nah.
like, do you think if somehow you don't? Okay,
No, I don't think so.
okay.
I
I
think
think
as long
they
as he alive, I think he still has a chance.
No, I meant like in this, like
Oh,
how
with
open is the Oilers window right now? If they don't win, is it? I don't want to say a lot because it's very hard to get back, especially 3 years in a row. But
yeah,
would it be a shock if they ended up back next year?
no. I think
that's
Max
yeah. Mhm.
I think Max windows open for 2 years after this.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a shock if they came back next year. I feel like if they came back next year, it'd definitely be a taller task um, than it was from this year. But at the same time, they Zach Hyman went out with an injury and he's done for the season, so that's a big loss. But they got back Ekholm to shore up the D, so that's a huge addition that they added for the Oilers. So that's kind of where I'm at. And if they don't win, then next year, uh, it'll be 3 units on the Oilers at the beginning of the season to win the cup. And you know what? It's good. It's good financial investment. What are you staring at, Chris? You're muted. All
Yeah,
right.
he knows.
The cat had gotten into some chips.
I thought I heard some crunching.
I didn't. I knew he was like messing with something. I didn't know it was food. I thought it was like a pillow or some sort of toy. Like I could hear him, but I couldn't. He was on the floor. I could. He was blocked, and then Coda came out and got
Snatched
mad.
him up.
Yeah, snatched him up. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
But I think as long as Draisaitl and McDavid are on a team, I think their window's pretty open.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I think if it's those two on a team, the window's gonna be propped open.
yeah. They're as long as those two together, the windows will never be closed. There might be varying degrees of how open the window is, but it's never closed, you know. So that's that's kind of it. I mean,
Uh, Real quick. So there have been three Stanley Cup rematches, back to back.
yes.
Chris, Will, you already know the answer because I think I told you. Chris, can you name the only NFL rematch back to back?
Back to back.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy if you think about it.
It probably is. I'm so bad at this stuff. um, how recent is it?
90s.
90s. It's one of the. Is it Bills Cowboys?
It is Bills
Okay,
Cowboys.
okay.
You got it. Yeah, it's pretty easy if you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it had to be one of the Bills, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I know that played the Cowboys, Giants. I can't remember the third team, but I was like, okay, well, I definitely can't remember four, so it has to be one of them. And I knew the Cowboys were in their dynasty.
Wasn't it Giants twice? Wasn't it? I think it was like Giants, Cowboys, Cowboys, Giants, or something stupid like that.
That wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to Google that real quick. Has there ever
Okay.
been is there a hockey equivalent of the Bill? Because I was thinking about that before Sean asked this question. Is there has there
Ooh.
been a team to make back to back cup finals and lose them both or more than two in a row?
That is a
Aside from like when there was only six teams, because that doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah,
that
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
count.
That doesn't count.
That is that's an interesting question. I think, well, no, shit. Uh, no, I don't think so. I mean, we could probably look it up, but not that off the top of my head. Now that I'm just thinking about what.
Okay. I Googled back-to-back Stanley Cup final losses and Google's like AI overview. It says the Edmonton Oilers have lost the Stanley Cup final in back-to-back years, losing to the Florida Panthers in 2024 and 2025. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Google.
It's rigged. The script was leaked.
Oh, the script. Oh my
Uh,
God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, dude, that just put a sour taste in my mouth.
All right. Well,
well, well, real quick, I googled the Bills Super Bowls. It was Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, Cowboys.
Oh, okay, so it is NFC
Yeah.
East, but
Um. Oh yes. While y'all were talking and giving your phenomenal explanations of why you're put a financial stake in the Oilers, I went ahead. I just threw a half unit on Oilers and seven, plus 390, because I want the boys to win and I also want to be entertained. So
yeah.
Oilers and seven.
Okay.
I think it's
It
going to
is
be a tight
written.
series.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, because Florida is amazing. So like
Yeah.
if honestly if they wanted six, like Edmonton, I would be kind of surprised. So
Mhm.
I was pretty surprised that the Oilers were minus 120 to win the championship, to win the series, like to win
Mhm.
it all. Like they are favored to win the cup. That's pretty wild to me.
I thought they'd be like, if they were favored, I thought they'd be like plus 100 or something
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah, like
Maybe
minus
minus
115.
105.
Like yeah, like something. Yeah.
Yeah, to be
But
120, I was very surprised. I was surprised they were favored. They were minus 130 in game one, honestly, and I'm probably gonna take that.
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean it's super hard to go back to back in hockey. There's really hasn't been a ton of teams to do it, honestly. Um, so it's like I get the Oilers being favored just because like the history shows that back to backs don't happen. So that's just my thinking about it, um but yeah, that makes sense. Um let's see.
So, what are your predictions? Like, how many games both of y'all for the
Probably
for this
7.
series? 7.
I actually think 7 is accurate.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to list off odds of the other ones that you suggested or that you liked, but we can all three agree on Oilers and 7.
I 6 would be the most logical besides 7 to me. I don't think it's not going to be a runaway in 5 or a sweep at all. I think 6, I would probably bet 7 just for fun, but 6 would make sense as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
6.
shy away from 6 just
Yeah.
because it is hard to force that game 7 back against the wall.
6 is plus 490. If you either of y'all were wondering.
Interesting.
Okay. Think about it. So we
6
got
isn't
till oh shit. Well, by the time this comes
Tomorrow.
out,
Yeah, it'll be
by the time this
Wednesday.
comes out, game 1 will be already done. So
We're gonna look like fools. Florida's going in by like 6-0.
it's just game 1. Doesn't matter.
That's true.
the Oilers can come back.
Can't
They
win
did
in
it
set.
last year.
Yeah. Can't win in
Didn't
7
win.
if you don't lose 3.
Right. So
Down 3-0, tied it at 3, lost in game 7. Rough one.
yeah, that was rough. That was a roller coaster of a season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know, that's kind of it for hockey. Pretty cut and dry. The Hurricanes, just rolled over, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't say rolled over, but they just were just totally overpowered in that series. Like them winning that,
Yeah.
was it game 5 or whatever? Or
Game
no,
4.
game 4. Yeah. That was like their first. We might have spoke about this last week. Their
We
first,
did.
yeah.
We did.
Okay, well, I won't
But
touch on
they
it.
they were asleep at the wheel. Like they weren't they didn't I don't think they rolled over, but they were kind of asleep at the wheel.
Yeah. And I watched the first part of that game, and Carolina went up 2-0. That that elimination game. And I was like, okay, they might pull this out. Nope. Nope. Florida, they just put on their hard hats and go to work. Um, but yeah, that's that's how Dallas Stars lose. Good. Fuck them. Um, I hope they're never good again. And I was actually listening to a podcast today, and like they have like 6 great players that have contracts that are expiring that they're definitely not going to be able to re-sign. Uh,
Hate to
oh
see it.
well. Hate to see it. Yeah. So fuck them. But yeah, that's that. Chris, take away Pacers talk.
What do you want to know? They're the most fun team to ever exist in the NBA. Like this, when they're rolling, they're electric. It's just, they just run the entire time. Like there's twice in game 6, yes, 6, against the Knicks, where the Knicks made a shot. So the Pacers had to inbound it from their baseline, and they still scored on a fast break. How does that happen? Because they're the fucking Indiana
just
Pacers.
rolling.
They just run constantly. It is when they're like on, it is so much fun to watch. It's just steal, fast break, layup, kick out for a three. It's electric basketball. And I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder are a much better team on paper. Like, obviously, they have the MVP. They have just been boat racing teams, I guess, that aren't named the Nuggets. But still, I mean, they're a very good defensive team. But the Pacers, I mean, if they can get hot, they could win 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think it realistically? Do I think it'll happen? No. I mean, Oklahoma City's minus 700 to win the damn thing for a reason, but which is insane. But
Very insane.
they have a shooter's chance. So I think sprinkling, I think they're 5'10, something 590. Oh, I had it 530. I threw a half unit on that. I already have a half unit on plus 750 I placed before the conference finals. So you can't count this team out. They've made 3 of the most historic comebacks in NBA history in this playoff run alone. So you can never count them out. But I question how much they have left in the tank after that New York series, just because it was New York. Like, after, I obviously it was 3-1 at one point, but then they played like shit in game 5. So you're like, oh shit, like, are the Knicks gonna like gonna complete a epic comeback? They didn't, obviously. I don't know. I'm very happy that they made it this far. And if they win the whole thing, that'd be phenomenal. But I don't know. But like I said, they have a shooter's chance. So
Mm-hmm. It is the NBA, and I mean, any team can win on
yeah,
any given day.
yeah. And I mean, Oklahoma City, I know I said all about their defense. Their offense is great too. I mean, SGA, MVP, Jalen Williams is good. Both of them. Chet Holmgren's great. But I mean, Indiana's good. I just keep, every time I think like, oh, OKC's so good, it's like, well, everyone was saying that about New York too, and Indiana, aside from like really one game, in game 5, kind of whooped them, because game 5 they play like shit. Every other game they were either in it or New York choked it away or they dominated. So I don't know. My mind's kind of in a pretzel right now, if you can't tell. But it's a battle between my heart and my brain, and my heart's probably going to win because my brain's not that good. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that's interesting. I was actually listening to a podcast on the way home from work, and they were talking. They were like, so from January 1st up until the playoffs, both of these teams have been the best teams record wise in the NBA. And so it's kind of like, well, I mean, they're the 2 best teams, you know?
yeah,
And it's like a lot of the times you can't say that for any really finals run. You just gonna get hot at the right time and anything can happen. But but no, these are the 2 best teams. And these are also 2 of the smallest markets, which is fun,
fantastic.
objectively.
I think it's
Very fun.
the first time. It's either the first time ever or the first time in a long time that neither team in the NBA Finals are in the luxury tax,
Oh
which
yeah.
that's insane. The Pacers have never in franchise history been in the luxury tax, and the Thunder have only been like a couple of times back when they had like obviously like KD and Harden, and then uh what's his name, Paul George and Chris
Russell Westbrook.
Paul, yeah, Russell Westbrook. So yeah, but this is the best. And I've seen, I mean, there's been some Twitter discourse. NBA Twitter is the worst. It
Yeah.
rivals like wrestling Twitter of just being, nobody in this space likes the actual product. It's all just bitching and moaning. But NBA Twitter hates that it's 2 small market teams. Fuck them. This is going to be electric. It is pretty handedly the 2 best teams left. Uh, you can't really make an argument about that. So it's going to be electric. I think it goes. I think it goes 6, regardless of who wins, at least.
Mm-hmm. That's that luxury tax thing, that's interesting because it's like Oklahoma City, like, their heavy hitters are like fucking 22. Like they haven't
They're
even like,
kids.
yeah, they haven't even like exceeded their like entry level or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is like could potentially be the start of an Oklahoma City dynasty with like how young this team is.
Yeah, this take has been said many times, but this is probably the worst OKC team we will see for a very long time.
If it all plays out, everyone stays healthy, yeah, probably.
Yeah. And
And
it's
that's scary.
yeah. Just because like I mean, they still have like three additional first round picks for the next 3 years or something.
So I mean, they could use them and draft some really fucking good players or trade them for a really fucking good player. So
Yeah.
SGA is getting a buddy probably next year.
Yeah.
And that's scary. So the Pacers
Yeah.
better fucking win this one because I don't know when they're gonna get another shot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
so
be
he
wrong.
hasn't been
Oh, good.
good since I was in like high school.
I mean,
Or like
Yeah.
I graduated high school and they were like one of the best. They never won, but like
they went to the conference
they
finals
made
against
it.
the Heat. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
LeBron Heat. Yeah,
yeah. They were on it when I was in high school, but since then, I
they had a couple good
haven't.
teams with like
Sure,
Paul
but
and Joel. Oh, but yeah, nothing like this.
sure,
Yeah,
but yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. But
yeah. And I know this has been beaten to death on Twitter, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it. It's the Paul George finals. Neither of these teams would be here without Paul George.
Very
It's
true.
phenomenal. Yeah, Pacers trade Paul George to the Thunder for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis goes to Sacramento for Halliburton. Thank you for that. And then the Thunder trade Paul George to the Clippers for SGA, a couple other guys, and a fuck ton of picks. And the Thunder dynasty is born. What will most likely become a dynasty is born. So it's the
honorary ring either way.
probably. I mean,
Yeah, something like that. He'll probably find some way to somehow take credit, which is,
which
Yeah.
I mean,
means Sixers next up. You just gotta trade them.
yeah, I mean,
It's the secret.
Trade Paul
uh,
George. That's how you make the finals.
God, Paul George has been on a lot of teams.
Those Pacers Paul George teams, man. If LeBron wasn't in the East, those couple years, those teams are really fucking good.
Mhm.
It's so funny how everything is just affected by LeBron, or LeBron affects
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, he's played for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Uh, and I mean,
Going
you
back
can
to high
even,
school, playing before I was in high school. So
yeah, I mean, you can even,
I hate that so much.
yeah, I know.
you can even go back to like the 90s when like MJ was, during their dynasty, like there's a reason Reggie Miller never got a ring, or Patrick Ewing, or Charles Barkley, or fucking Karl Malone and John Stockton. Like it's because of Mike. Like,
I hate that the whole like Charles Barkley never won a ring is like such a meme now because of Shaq. And it is funny. Chuck was such a good basketball
he was a
player.
phenomenal
Yeah, I
basketball
know.
player.
That's
And
the
like
thing.
I
That's
feel
the
like he
thing that's
doesn't really
funny.
get his flowers because Shaq always clowns him for never winning a ring. And yes, it is objectively is funny, but he was such a good player. And then MJ just never. I mean, it was same thing as LeBron. Just he kept a lot of guys from reaching the mountaintop because he was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing with Chuck, I mean, like he's he's like one of the best power forwards ever, like in the history of basketball. He's up there. But like all the teams he was on, like he got drafted by the Sixers, and like the Sixers were like fucking ancient. And like by the time that he was in his prime, he was like, all right, I only got like a couple more years of this. Can you trade me to like a better team? And they traded him to the Suns, and the Suns were only like slightly better. And like he brought him to the finals. And so like I don't know. That is a testament to how good he is, but also like
Mhm.
he wasn't dealt a very good hand, but
No.
it's
And then
it's
he
kind of like you play with what you're given,
played on that Rockets team with Pippen. That was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that was he got really fat at that point too.
I mean, he was on the tail end of his career at that point.
Yeah. He was always kind of chunky, but that was his game, That's how he got in the paint.
Round mound to rebound.
That's right. Um but yeah, yeah. Didn't mean for Chuck to catch some strays. I know he's a big fan of the show. Um
I think we are complimenting.
I think he. Well, I also think he's used to catching some strays. So
He's used to catching
all right.
direct shots.
Yeah. He's all right.
Shaq will sit directly across from him and say, "You are terrible." Which, RIP inside the NBA.
Yeah.
Officially done.
Damn.
Yeah, brutal.
They should do like a podcast or something.
They should do a podcast.
Just like keep it going for money.
For money. I know Chuck's going to NBC. I don't know about Shaq or Ernie. I think might be done, but
done with everything.
I mean, like he's been with TNT he's just been around forever. So I think if he decides to retire, I don't think anyone would be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about Kenny.
Kenny was gifted this position.
Yeah, no offense to Kenny, but
Kenny's
good.
Strays.
Kenny's good, but I mean he could be probably almost anyone else with like some sort of charisma.
Well, if anyone's going to start a podcast, it's probably Kenny because he probably needs it.
Okay,
yeah,
he's not like homeless. He played in the NBA for a long time.
He needs to do something. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, I agree. He probably will, but let's not act like he's broke.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's broke, but throwing it back to last week, John Robinson started a podcast. Do you think he needs the money? I don't think so, but I'm just saying.
I mean, he's terrible at his job.
Yeah. Kenny's actually he's. I know we said we kind of downplayed him there.
Nobody wants to hire him. Kenny's decent, but could he get another job like he had? I don't know. It's tough. I just think Kenny's the most likely, is what I'm saying.
Probably. Him or Shaq. Does Shaq have one?
I know that.
No, he's doing DJ sets, bro. Is under DJ Diesel.
Well, I mean, he is constantly doing anything for a paycheck, so it wouldn't shock me if he had a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's trying to get that generation on generation on generational wealth. He's trying to stack up like 3 or 4 generations of wealth. I respect the hustle. Absolutely.
Yeah. I know that.
I don't think he has time.
Yeah. I know that Chuck and Ernie have a podcast together. I think it's called like the Steam Room or something.
Oh yeah. Totally forgot about that.
And I've heard it's pretty all right, It's inside the NBA, but just Chuck and Ernie and
Ernie rocks.
Ernie does rock.
Ernie does rock.
I love the compilations on YouTube of like Ernie Johnson black moments. and Shaq's just like, "Hey Ernie, what does it mean when I throw some 40s on it?" And he's like, "Well, that means you're rolling too deep with it." He says like exactly what it is, and he's like, "Yeah,"
Ernie can say it.
Could. I mean, I don't have any say in that, but
I don't have any say in that either, but I feel like he could. Nobody would be mad about it.
Yes, I feel like he could.
I feel like he could.
Yeah. Hell yeah. hell yeah.
Probably switch topics before things get off the rails.
Moving on, uh, in other random news, we briefly discussed this before the pod, but Sean, do you have kind of a breakdown of some sorts?
Yeah. Um, so Saquon Barkley is the Madden 26 cover. First off, I wish they hadn't just made that helmet black,
Was so
like,
dumb.
yeah,
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah, it's like
just
instead
because
of a
he's hurtling over Jerry and Jones of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I'm sure Jerry is very relieved that he is not on that cover. But how
Oh,
hard would
that's
that
what you
cover?
mean.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they completely took the logo out of the cover.
I understand, but
I get it. I get it as well. But
also fuck the Jaguars.
yeah, being a salty Titans fan, you like to see your division rivals, you know, uh,
humbled,
humbled.
humiliated,
Yes, yes, exactly.
shat on.
Destroyed.
Literally shat on. But there is something that Saquon Barkley has to overcome this year. Some would say he has to break two curses this year.
Okay.
One curse being the Madden cover. And
Okay.
I will read you the last five running backs to be on the cover of Madden, not including Adrian Peterson and Barry Sanders for last year for the 25th anniversary edition, because that one does not count.
Right.
Okay. So the last five, 2001, Eddie George. He he rushed for 3.2 yards per carry for the rest of his career.
Eh,
It's not good.
not good.
Not good. Marshall Faulk had 0 seasons of 1,000 yards after he was on the cover of Madden.
Not good.
Not good. Sean Alexander, 11 touchdowns for the rest of his career.
Mm.
Not good. Peyton Hillis only rushed for 1,258 yards for the rest of his career, which that's a whole nother story. And that number makes sense a little bit, but
Yeah.
that's not a lot of yards. Christian McCaffrey only played 4 games last year, totaling 50 rushing yards and 202 total yards. Not great.
Not great.
So that's just the Madden curse. That's just going in a little bit deeper of the position of the position that the player is on the cover of Madden. But this one has come to my attention. The offensive player of the year, the last 5 winners have been a little banged up. So last year, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, missed 13 games.
Banged up.
The year before that, Justin Jefferson missed 7 games. The year before that, Cooper Kupp missed 8 games. 2021, Derrick Henry missed 9 games, and 2020, Michael Thomas missed 9 games and the entire season after.
Yeah, is he back?
He played like 3 games in 2022, and I think he played like double digits in 2023, but he didn't play last year.
Dude, that guy, talk about a flash in the pan. I mean, like he
Drew
was good the
Brees
year.
merchant.
He was good like the year before, but like That year he had was incredible. Um, and then just like,
Dunzo.
yeah, it just fell off like insane, insane. But okay, that makes sense. I didn't know that
So
offensive player of the year curse.
so you're saying Saquon Barkley under 1,450 and a half rushing yards is a lock.
Not saying anything really.
Uh,
I just think he has a lot to overcome this season.
I think I'm going to take that.
Okay. That's what is that line again? 1,000.
1,450 and a half rushing yards. Yeah.
that's
Gosh.
tough.
Also, I mean,
I mean, he rushed for over 2,000 last year, didn't he?
we don't root
He
for
did.
injuries. Obviously, that's a terrible thing to happen to a professional athlete. He has not been the healthiest throughout his career.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kind of floating that out there.
Well, I don't know. Like in that COVID year, that 2020 year, he was like he played like a few games and then got hurt, and then but he's only I don't feel like he's missed that much time after that. Like I think he's missed like a few games here and there, but I don't think he's been out for an extended period of time.
From
He
from
played
just
all the
this
games last year, I'm pretty sure, except for maybe the
except
last
for
for
18,
week
yeah.
17, week
Oh, don't get
18.
me wrong. Like, yeah, like he was phenomenal last year. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying he has a history of injuries.
Mhm.
Sure.
If I mean, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, would it be shocking if he misses 5 or 6?
Yeah. It wouldn't be shocking. But it does sound like from Sean's uh list of mountains he has to climb, it sounds like Saquon's like gonna get shot or something. like like it sounds like he's destined to
He lives in
be in a
Philly.
horrible accident.
I will say, not as injury prone as I thought. He has played 16 games 3 times in his career, so that's more than I thought. But
That's what I was thinking. Like I was like, I don't feel like he's missed that much time other than like I feel like the season after he got hurt, he probably missed like the first
he,
part of the season or something.
I
But
might have been a little wrong. He aside from that season where he played 2 games and missed the rest of the season, he's played at least 13 in every other one. So,
so I
but
was right.
again,
Okay.
he,
Yeah.
he could play 13 this season. That's still missing 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's hard to rush for 20 or 20,000, 2,000 back to back if you're perfectly healthy. If you
Yeah.
miss a
I
few
mean,
games, I'm just
Never
saying
been done.
I don't
14.
think that's ever been done.
I'm
So
just saying I know it's hard to do. I'm just saying 1450 and a half under. I think I'm going to take it.
All right. That's
okay.
fair.
Not rooting for injury.
No, absolutely not. We never do that.
No.
I will say about I haven't bought a Madden game in however fucking long, but what a perfect cover. Like what a perfect cover art. Like
I mean,
what other instance this year are you going to pull from other than the hurdle? That's fantastic. It's
I
great.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. It was, yeah, it's phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal idea. It's great.
Although I'm pretty sure they got him like jumping over him, like he's actually hurdling him. What in that play though, he had his back turned to him and he just jumped. Do you remember that? Like
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure, yeah, like
I mean, yeah,
that's
you're
not
probably
how
right.
the cover art makes it look. Like
That's Hollywood, baby.
yeah, it's damn.
They also had him
Yes.
on like bungee cords for the shoot. And I'm like,
Oh, did they
could have made it.
actually shoot him? Like, oh, that's not like a
No,
from the game.
they showed like the video of them doing it. And yeah, he was on like a
Oh,
harness. And obviously they're going to do that. But like,
okay, okay.
damn, if he could have just done it again, one take, that'd been so fucking cool.
Yeah. That'd have been sweet. Um, shit, I'm trying to think of something else to talk about here. Um,
I mean, y'all probably didn't watch much. I didn't watch a whole lot, but college baseball this weekend was electric.
I had not heard anything about it.
Oh, it was quite a regional weekend. Vanderbilt, number one overall seed in the entire tournament. First team in college baseball history to not make the regional final as a number one overall seed. You hate to see it. Par V program. It's tragic. Go Wright State. Murray State made the super regional for the first time in program history after beating Ole Miss and winning that region. That was a wild. They played Ole Miss Monday night. They were up 12-3 in the going into the seventh or eighth inning, and they won 12-11. It was wild. Arkansas Little Rock went to the regional final after posting a regular season record of 27-33. It was awesome. And Wake Forest coach called the Tennessee player a homophobic slur. So that was fun.
Jeez.
The F word.
Yeah, the bad F word.
Especially
this month.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, happy June.
Yeah. And is getting like outside of Tennessee fans like no flack for it whatsoever. Gave like a copy paste, like, sorry, I got caught statement. That's it. If Tony Vitello did this, people would have shot at him with pistols.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But no, because it happened against Tennessee, no one gives a shit. But yeah, it was a wild weekend. I think I might be a college baseball guy just for the tournament.
Sure.
Because I watched a decent amount this weekend, and it's so much fun. It's like every team, as soon as your starting pitcher gets taken out, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. It's so much fun. Like Murray State on Monday night, like they're a smaller program, so they don't have like a whole lot of depth. And they played 3 or 4 games in a row, like 4 games, or might have been 4 games in 3 days. And I mean, they were just gassed. And it was like after their starting pitcher got pulled, they walked like 5 or 6 straight guys in one inning. It was brutal, but I mean, it's entertaining, especially when it's not your team. But yeah, I think it might be a college baseball tournament guy now. It's a lot of fun.
Tournaments are fun.
Yeah.
I will say, there's kind of like a, I don't know, kind of a semblance between college baseball and like college hockey, where I feel like both of those sports, when something good happens, the boys selly hard. Like that's what it feels like when you watch like a home run in a college baseball game. It's like that guy. You could have not watched him hit, and you would have known. You would have known.
Oh, yeah.
That he hit a home run.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and going back to the homophobic Wake Forest head coach, the 2 seconds after he called a Tennessee player the F word, kid hit a fucking nuke. It was maybe the coolest sequence I've ever seen in sports.
There's no slurs in baseball. Just a league of their own. Like,
just saying, don't do it on national television.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
If you need to get it out, you should write it down.
Can't say it in June of all months. Can't be saying it in June.
Man.
Are you not an ally?
Wake Forest is not an ally.
Did you
confirmed? Confirmed, not an ally.
Man,
they would have been.
I feel like baseball gets like there's something going on in baseball where they're just throwing around that word and just like people getting like
there's an MLB player that got in trouble for it a couple years ago with the Red Sox.
But then
said it to a fan, I think.
Chris, I'm so sorry. What's the guy, the Reds broadcaster?
Oh, Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan. Yes, thank you. I mean,
yeah. That one had a little more like little more bite, a little more hate behind it. Not excusing.
Yeah, that's
any
fine.
other
I'm
thing,
just
but
saying. I feel like it's very prevalent in the baseball community. So
yeah.
I don't really know what's going on over there, but
I mean, if you think about it, baseball is the most kind of redneck sport, you could say. I don't know.
uh, I guess maybe.
I feel like it's more
Uh,
redneck than football.
not professional baseball.
Not professional, but
College, yeah.
yeah.
I would say
Mm,
professional, no, because 60% don't speak English.
yeah,
But,
I was.
Right.
but yeah, college, yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, because it's pretty much only teams in the South and like the West Coast that are kind of worth a shit. College football,
Hmm.
you have teams that are good most throughout the country.
Hmm. Uh, that's funny. Um,
No, it's tragic, Will. Shouldn't
sorry.
be using those words.
Shouldn't be. I demand
I'm sorry.
action.
People get fired.
He should be fired. He
Or
like
I don't think he did. He didn't get fired, did he?
no, like he
Yeah,
got
exactly.
zero punishment. What's
Yeah,
he?
yeah, that's right.
There was a tweet that said from
He just
like
said sorry.
it just said
Period.
like in quotes like I'm so sorry, this doesn't reflect me as a person or the program. I don't even remember saying it, blah 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 blah. Like in no point of this copy and paste apology did he was it said like I apologize to the player that I directed the slur towards.
Yeah.
I feel like whoever wrote this statement, because it sure as shit wasn't him,
I
could have
feel
included
like
that.
I feel like if you don't remember saying a slur, you say it just off the cuff.
I
Like
mean,
it's just part of your vocab. Like
I because okay, so there's no like audio behind this whatsoever. Like
sure.
they could have just said like, yeah, I said something else.
Hmm.
But the fact that they
But
were immediately like, nah, he said
I
it,
said
but I don't
it.
remember saying it. So sorry, I got caught.
His
On to
apology
next.
was essentially, yeah, I said that shit. Sorry.
What you got? What you gonna do about
So what?
it? Sorry, I got caught.
Oh gosh.
I mean, it's
That's yeah.
essentially what it was.
That part's funny.
Yeah.
What you gonna
So,
do about it? So what?
um, in my head, when Chris, when you said that after he said that and that dude hit the bomb, I was thinking about how like baseball just has so many like unwritten rules. I feel like you can't stare a guy down or you know, you better it just feels like there's a lot of unwritten rules.
They've gotten a lot more relaxed with it in the last 5 years or so. Like it used to be like if you hit a home run, you put your head down and you start running. Now it's like you can stare at that thing, you can just chuck the bat 20 feet in the air, no one gives a shit.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's gotten a lot more lax, but yeah, it used to be just this is like how many unwritten can you write them down so I can keep track of them? This is exhausting. It's like you
Yeah.
can't look at the pitcher sour, or else you're gonna take 99 to the fucking dome. Like, what are we doing? Like, stop making this like tennis. It's like, why is this like the gentleman's game all of a sudden?
Right. Fucking um shit, I had something to say, then I forgot it. Um oh, I remember. My dad was telling me about this one pitcher who I don't know if it was in the pros or in college. This was before the pitch clock. And as soon as a batter entered the box, he threw it. And like, wasn't waiting for the guy to get set or whatever. And nobody liked that shit.
Yeah, it's messed up.
But it was like before the pitch clock as well. So it was kind of like, I don't know. It feels Let's get the show on the road, buddy.
Yeah, that was it's like once you stepped into the box, it was fair game.
Yeah. And like nobody, everybody was fucking
Technically,
pissed
yeah,
about
I'd
it.
be pissed. There was
I like that.
there was one time, it probably isn't the guy you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about, but I remember there's one time with the Reds, Joey Votto. I forget who we were playing. I want to say it was like the Brewers or maybe the Indians, maybe at the time, the Indians. They had this one pitcher who was like, he worked fast. He didn't do like that. Like as soon as the guy got in, chuck it. He just worked fast. So Joey Votto didn't step out of the box the entire at bat. Like saw the pitch. He was like, all right, ball is strike. Cool. Got right back in his stance. It was awesome.
Interesting.
Just, Joey Votto is so fucking cool.
Yeah. Didn't the Reds trade someone?
Yep.
Ooh.
Diaz.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Alexis Diaz, they traded him a few weeks ago. At one time, great closer. He got hurt last year, came back, was terrible, got sent to the minors, not much better there. So yeah, they traded him to the Dodgers. Since he's with the Dodgers, he's probably going to close out the World Series. And that's just the way it goes. Yeah, I mean, the Reds suck. So what do you goes. Do? Yeah. It's been a shaky decade.
All right. Well, I got nothing left. Do you guys have any other topics to discuss? Any cool takes? Any slams? Any apologies?
Oh, we talked about, me and Sean talked about this earlier. Did you see the attendance for the Rockies Marlins game last night?
I did not.
Oh, it was brutal. It was announced paid attendance was like 5,000 and some change. No way there was 5,000 people at that game. It looked like maybe half that, maybe 2,500. It was brutal. I mean, it's two of the worst teams in baseball, so it's no surprise, but it's just, damn. Mm-hmm. Oh, but the Rockies won that game. I know we talked about that last week. The Rockies, they didn't make it to June with 10 wins, but they're at 10 now. So
they won
on their way up. They did?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Look at that.
They're 2-0 in June.
Sweep tomorrow. That would be something.
Be something.
Poor Rockies fans. There's probably like 30 of them, but still.
They're fine. They got legal weed. They'll be okay.
Everything's fine to them now.
They've had that. They've had that.
This isn't new. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should I end it?
I guess. We're done.
I think so. I mean, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, playoffs. Yeah.
I think that might be it, honestly.
Damn. Covered a lot.
That's the summer.
Yeah. Not a lot. We work with what we got.
Caitlin Clark's hurt, so no WNBA talk this week.
Oh, yeah.
Paige Beckers might have a concussion. So that's like, who the hell they got now?
I don't even know who that broad is.
I don't even know who Paige Beckers is.
Paigey Buckets? Come on, guys. Read a book.
All right.
Number one overall pick.
I don't think she's in any books yet.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Sports Illustrated, probably. I don't know.
That's nobody's going to write a book about the WNBA.
I'll write the first. It's just a list of all the WNBA players I could ever think of.
It's just called The Fan, as in the singular. We'll let the fan decide.
Yay.
Would you like this dollar?
Oh my God.
Or a
We did this last week too.
I was like, how many weeks in a row can we make this joke?
You like this dollar or a courtside seat to the Indiana
I'll
Fever?
take the dollar.
All right, there you go. That's funny.
Do you like
All
this
right.
dollar or a WNBA ticket, or double it and give it to the next person? Double it and give it to the next person. That would be such a funny prank.
Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna end it.
Yeah, that's
Thank you
probably a
so
good
much
idea.
for listening and watching. We really appreciate it. Check out the Trend Center app, link in the bio. Use the code TFTM for a premium membership. 15% off. It's the greatest tool for sports bettors on the planet. We'll be using it pretty heavily on baseball as baseball starts to even out. Yeah, and then we'll be back next week, and we're closer to the end of the both finals. Um, yeah, that's it. Follow us on everything for daily picks, and we'll see you next week. There's 3 of us. Now let's make some money.
Woo! All right.
Go Pacers.
Let's go to the booth.